With us this morning, no matter your height or size, it of course is very important to find clothing that just fits your frame, makes you feel good. However, for many tall women, this can be a real challenge at times. Joining us live this morning is CEO of the clothing line Tall Size. It's been on a mission to provide tall women with an outlet both online and in person where they can feel supported, they can feel celebrated, they can feel good and beautiful. So joining us live this morning is Nicole Murphy, the CEO and founder of Tall Size. How about that intro?
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Got to ask, where you got the idea. I'm thinking it may be your own height. You're 6 feet tall.
Yes. Yeah. It came from a personal struggle of mine and my co-founder, Kayla. So I'm 6 feet tall. I've been tall my whole life. And my co-founder, Kayla, she's 6'4". We met in grade 7 and we've been friends and kind of shared this challenge our whole lives. And it wasn't until a couple years ago when we realized we weren't alone. And so we kind of set out to try and solve the problem.
And what is that struggle? Can you not just go into a regular store, those challenges that you face?
Yeah, so the fashion industry makes clothing for the average height woman who stands at 5'6". And so as someone who is taller than that, it can be really, really challenging. And so we cannot just walk into any store and go shopping. And even online shopping, you have to search in all like the dark corners of the web just to find a pair of pants that fits. And so we wanted to create our platform to kind of work with a bunch of different brands that create clothing specifically for taller women, bring it all into one spot so they can just come to tallsize.com and find everything they need in one place and feel good in the clothes on their body.
And that being said, for years, many tall women, we've seen them walking down the fashion runway. Models typically are tall. Why do you think clothing, though, for everyday taller women has been so inaccessible?
Yeah, it's such an interesting concept. So yes, models on the runway tend to be tall. However, there's a limit. You don't often see models over 6 feet because that's too tall and it throws off the runway symmetry. And oftentimes those pieces of clothing are fit for the model, but you can't actually buy those pieces off the rack. So it's a little bit of a tease, but yeah, it's just been a challenge for as long as we can remember.
So I mentioned this earlier, no doubt when you find clothes that fit good, you feel good. Do you find that to be the case with your clients? Yes,
I think it unlocks a whole new sense of confidence, myself included. My confidence has changed drastically since starting this business. And it just, I think for the first time, it makes tall women feel seen and heard after feeling completely ignored and overlooked by the fashion industry since they were probably 10 years old.
Right. So we got some tall women likely watching this morning. Now what? You have a pop-up event this weekend. Yes. Where is it? What's it for? How does it work? Where can people go to find it?
Sure. Yeah. So when we launched our online platform 2 years ago, our customers were like, this is amazing. I've never had so many options, but I wish I could try some of these things on and see how they fit and what the quality was like. And we kept hearing things like, I wish I could just walk into a store and shop like a normal woman. And so my business partner and I set out to create that experience. And so we are doing a tour across North America. We have 8 different stops this year where we essentially go to different states. This weekend it's Los Angeles, and we build a store. And there's about 15 different tall brands in there they can shop. We've got change rooms. Everything is longer in length, sleeves, torso lengths. We've got extended shoe sizes, so it's a really, really good time.
At these previous stops, and there's the location right there on your screen that we've pulled up. You can see the information, the location, tickets and whatnot to get in. The reaction from the women who have come to these prior events, I mean, they got to be thrilled.
Thrilled. So I would say there's a couple different reactions. Some women cry, to be honest, because they've just never had that feeling before. Some people freeze and they're overwhelmed by the options. They almost don't, and I would say I fall into this category. It's like too many options that you're not used to having, so you kind of don't know what to do. So we do have stylists at our event as well to help women kind of style themselves and find stuff. But then a lot of women, they bring their moms and their sisters and their friends, and it's just kind of a girls' weekend. They have such a great time, and I think it's something that they'll never forget. So that's how it's been so far. That's
very cool. Running out of time, just a few seconds here, but this is a pop-up. What's next? Do you want to do brick and mortar, focus online?
Nothing is off the table at this point. Honestly, I think the pop-ups will be a good learning experience for us. So maybe there's brick and mortar in the future. We'll see.
Okay. Nicole Murphy, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it, and best of luck this weekend.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.